All right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Thursday edition. Still in the war room, Billy?
That's right. Still in the war room. I'm getting ready, man. We got to be prepared. Pete Hegseth says we got to be strong.
Well, I think you're wise. It's a scary day out there. Day 2 of the shutdown, and looks like everybody's kind of dug in today. More
Oh,
storytelling.
Trump's excited, man. He sees this as an opportunity to cut more of the things that Democrats are looking for. Let's cut everything that they want. This
You're
guy's a
absolutely right.
lunatic.
So the head of the Office of Management and Budget is Russell Voigt. Probably don't know who Russell Voigt is, but he's the architect of Project 2025. Maybe that sounds
He's,
familiar.
mm-hmm.
And he's meeting with Trump
Yep.
today to talk about cutting what you just said, all the Democratic agencies and programs that the Democrats enjoy. So, as interesting as that
Well, and
is,
the way they frame it, like these.
go ahead.
Well, they frame it as things that only Democrats enjoy, but these are things that affect people all across the spectrum, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, independent, libertarian, whatever. I mean, healthcare, these things affect you. It doesn't matter, how you vote. Although, if you've been brainwashed, you're voting against your own best interests. But these aren't just Democratic priorities. These should be American priorities.
That's an excellent point. So far, Trump started out with blue state infrastructure cuts. So $8 billion he's taken away from climate related funding from 16 blue states because, he also froze $18 billion for two huge New York City projects. One was subway expansion. The other is the project with the rails in New York. So obviously, we're going to go after blue states first. And then, as to your point, these mass firings, they talked to KK Caroline. They want to know, were we talking about hundreds of jobs? No, we're talking about thousands of jobs, up to hundreds of thousands of jobs. I don't know who they think is going to do these, keep the government, going. I understand shutdown, but these are jobs that are necessary daily.
Well, I think, and this was interesting. I saw something last night, and I think I may have sent it to you, but it was an economist talking about how this is all according to plan. They not only want to shut down, they want to shut down capitalism, and they want to shut down democracy. So basically, what they're doing is all of these things are intentional. They're crashing the economy. They're getting rid of people. They're backing out of trade agreements because they want to isolate us from the rest of the world. Um, and they can just take over. And this is going to be their own little playground for themselves and their oligarch buddies. So we're looking kind of like Russia. We're going to be, they want us to be basically a non-functioning government, something that is not really serving the people. So all of these people that do these vital jobs, if they get rid of them, they don't care if these jobs don't get done. It doesn't affect them. They live in a different world. It affects everybody else. But again, this is the point. This is what they want. They wanted to create this little billionaire paradise where we don't have any rights, we don't have any say in anything, and we don't get anything. So you're going to force people into mass unemployment. You're going to take away, any kind of American manufacturing, and it's kind of chilling that this is pretty much what they want to do.
But they do it under the guise of we're bringing manufacturing back. I mean, Lutnick said all these factories that are being built, which are just made up nonsense. Um, just to point out what the basic lie is, you had JD yesterday and today, Vance. I mean, their whole thing is, and they've spouted off about it all day. The Democrats want to give health care to illegals. That's the sticking point. That's the problem. They want to give all this money to illegals and health care. It's just kind of a made up thing.
Which, yeah, lie.
It's a lie, but they're repeating it enough that
And here's
people are
something.
going
Well,
for it.
but here's the thing. Even if it's almost like sex marriage. if you're able to get married to the person you love, you've got a marriage that's successful. What do you care? You have health care. Why do you care who else is getting it? That's the thing. And, this really resonates with this sort of.
Well, you're right. It's, they want the government out of your business until they're in government, and now they're in all your business. I just wanted to point out that the Emergency
Oh, yeah.
Medical Treatment and Labor Act came in under Reagan. This was Reagan's bill. Every person, illegal or not, to receive medical care in the ER. So they're saying this is a Biden thing. This is a Democrat thing. To be taken care of and receive medical treatment at the ER is different than Medicaid, Medicare, etc. They just don't mesh. And I do want to point out that not $1 of Medicaid or Medicare or the ACA is allowed to go to undocumented immigrants. It's not a thing. It's not in the bill. It's not in anything, and nobody's asking for it. So it's just nonsense.
It is nonsense, but that's what they do, man. They lie about everything. They, just blast out their propaganda, and they get people to believe it. But some of these people want to believe it.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Last night, some Republican senator bigwigs were dining on Capitol Hill at some French restaurant. $750 bottles of wine. They're having a pretty good time. Makes us look like a bunch of dopes that we're even paying attention to all this silly media. And I just want to point out some actual numbers with what's happening as far as healthcare. The Democrats really want to keep the subsidies from the Affordable Care Act. Without it, a couple of examples. Without that subsidy, if you're 60-plus-year-old person making $75,000 a year, your monthly increase will be about $841 for your health insurance premiums. If you're a 55-year-old couple making $85,000 a year, your premiums will more than triple to, and I had to double check the numbers, $24,000 a year. You're only making 85 to begin with. So even if it's a dual income, you're both making 85, 170, 25 grand's going to healthcare. And that's not even necessarily good healthcare, as you and I know.
That's insane.
Those are crazy numbers.
Yeah, no, that is not sustainable.
On the flip side, Elon Musk just became the first person to be worth $500 billion. So golf clap.
Yeah, this is just insane. It feels like we're living in a whole different reality now. And these people are loving it, but the rest of us, this is not going to work. This is not sustainable. And it's going to be interesting to see how the American people respond. I mean, if you had, this is the reason we revolted. This is why the American Revolution came about, because you had people in England that were collecting their taxes, taking their money and giving nothing back. And people had enough. So this is just, this is outrageous.
I have to wait for our Tea Party moment, I guess, but I'm waiting. Just to put it in perspective, U.S. public school teachers make almost as much as they did in 1993. Again, to you and I, like I say, 93, it doesn't seem like that long ago. It is. It's a long time ago. It's 30 plus years ago. You're making the same salary, and you're doing a job that nobody seems to give credit for what you're actually doing, educating our youth in this country. It's crazy.
Oh, my God. Dude, my first job in 1993, working for a nonprofit, I made $15,000 a year.
Not too shabby back then. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't much money back then either. I'm just saying, fast forward to now, and that's, that might get you by for 3 months.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. It's almost as if they want you to go into debt and be at their need. Maybe we throw you into the military. I don't know. Who's to say, right? To that point, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, you have a lot of people that, a lot of the MAGA people are not wealthy. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are older and sicker, living in more rural areas, relying on Medicare, Medicaid, public services that are, in the act of being cut. So I don't know how these people are going to react. I mean, how long can you brainwash somebody for?
Yeah, it depends how hungry they get, I guess. Um, we'll just have to kind of see how this plays out. I think it's a day by day thing. I don't think people have the tolerance to put up with it for very long. Um, they're kind of dug in, and to your point, this is what the Trumpies want. This is what that administration wants. They want a clean house. You see it. I mean, we just continue on. I'm going to jump to Chicago. I mean, they came in last night with flash bombs. They had middle of the night Black Hawk helicopters where ICE were rappelling down into these neighborhoods. Now, Trump had said at that Pentagon meeting that these were going to be training grounds for our military. Well, they're making it happen. Black people in one van, illegal immigrants in the other van, scaring children. Just crazy and unnecessary, it would seem. But to that point, and here's a couple photographs of Chicago. I mean, these guys are all in. I saw in Portland as well, where they're walking through the streets. Somebody's on the sidewalk. They happen to bang shoulders with them. And then, the guy comes back at the protester, puts him on the ground. 5 guys jump on him. The big gun comes out. What are you guys doing? There's 7 of you on one. You have to pull out literally the size gun that this guy's holding. I mean, talk about beta males. Give me a break. This stuff is
fake tough guys. It's just ridiculous. This is so illegal and so unconstitutional. So essentially, Trump has created his own little SS. Yeah, there you go. This is look how similar these two look. You could switch their outfits and you couldn't tell them apart.
More. I mean, it's
absolutely horrifying.
Let's go back to the first one because I find it the most chilling. Mm-hmm. Really quite striking. And to that point,
this guy used to stay up late posing.
Yeah, working through it for sure. So this was Stephen Miller yesterday with Hegseth. I guess they have nothing better to do. They went down to Memphis. They met with policemen and authorities. Bondi's there, of course, because what else would they possibly be doing on a Wednesday night? And I just wanted to talk about some of the things that Stephen Miller's putting out there. I almost felt like I was at a pep rally. He starts talking about, taking the cuffs off. Those handcuffs on your belt are no longer on your belt. They're on illegals. He went on to say, and these are quotes from him, they think they're ruthless. He was talking about gangbangers, which to hear him talk about gangbangers sounds ridiculous, almost as dumb as me talking about it. But he's a moron.
He's a white Jewish kid from Orange County.
He knows all about gangbangers. Okay.
What does he know about anything? Real tough guy. He grew up in affluence, and he's been a pain in the ass since high school. Throw his own garbage in the trash can because we've got people to pick that up. I mean, this guy's just a fucking lifelong asshole.
Nothing has really
changed. I can't even imagine how much he must really hate himself deep down.
So he talked about gangbangers to this group. They think they're ruthless. They don't have any idea how ruthless we are. They think they're tough. They have no idea how tough we are. They think they're hardcore. We are so much more hardcore than they are. And we have the weight of the federal government behind us. I mean, who are you talking to like this? That's not what law enforcement is about. Protect and serve, for one. They're there for the people. They're not there for you to rally them to get out your billy clubs and start beating people for no reason because of the color of their skin or the fact you think they might be undocumented. Yeah.
And I mean, you know what? Just for the record, that might make you ruthless. Yeah, because you're just a fucking complete asshole about it. But that doesn't make you tough. It doesn't make you hardcore when you're all armored up, carrying around automatic weapons going against unarmed people. And it's 5-1 every time. You're pushing around women and children and just beating the shit shit out of people that can't fight back. Yeah, that's nobody's definition of tough except Stephen Miller's and these other cucks that are following this shit. This is just, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, and this is our federal government. I mean, he told them they are unleashed. To the guns and bats in this room, you're unleashed. Dismantle without apology and without mercy. I mean, come on, guys.
Dismantle what? What exactly are you dismantling? What are you going after? You're not attacking Fort Apache. I don't know what you're talking about even. You're repelling, putting on a show of force into a neighborhood. You know, families live there. People, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know. I don't know that he necessarily knows. I did think it was funny. They mentioned, I mean, once Bad Bunny was going to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl, ICE came out. We're going to be there. We're going to find you. I hate to be the one to inform you, but
Find who?
I don't know that either. But the point is that Bad Bunny is actually a U.S. citizen. So if they're coming for people, they're not coming for him.
Yeah, and here's something. You know who goes to the Super Bowl? Wealthy people and corporate bigwigs. You're not going to find your average anybody at the Super Bowl anymore. So, yeah, good luck.
I thought that was it. You make a good point because they were talking about, it was like sports radio, and they were complaining about this. And the guy was like, do you understand? Like, the Super Bowl is not about the average fan. Like, the average fan that goes and sees his home team every week is not at the Super Bowl. This is to be inclusive, to bring in more people, certainly people, you know, corporations with money. This isn't about the fan at the Super Bowl. And to your point, good luck. Good luck getting your ticket. Good luck taking your family of 4 that you go to every, you know, fill in the blank home game. It's not a thing. The Super Bowl is a totally different event.
Oh, it totally is. It's a wealthy corporate person event. That's what it is. And most of them that sit up in the luxury boxes don't even watch the game.
But yeah, that's a good point too. They don't even know what the game is. But they're there, and they're going to leave with their celebrity package, so it's pretty cool. Maybe it's something to sit on. I don't know. But nonetheless, you always say that cruelty is the point. You were right on this one. Alligator Alcatraz has been given a reprieve. They are back online, fully operational. And I just want to point out why that is. This is Barbara Loja. She's the appeals court judge. She happens to be a Cuban American. Go figure that out. But she's the one that blocked the closure of Alligator Alcatraz. Turns out she's married to a very powerful conservative attorney whose firm does a lot of work with, let's guess, there he is in the background, DeSantis. Yes, that's right, the governor. Here he is, Paul Huck, not to be confused with Cuck. But Huck was one of the attorneys when Florida and the governor were going after, excuse me, Target in 2003 because they were having rainbow PJs and such. You know what that means? Rainbow PJs. So they hated the Pride campaign.
Yeah.
This guy was all in on getting rid of that because, you know, you don't want to turn kids gay or something. I don't know. Just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, because, you know, wearing PJs can, you know, beyond ridiculous.
And the inclusiveness, we don't need any of that. You know, he also helped with the suing of Disney because, you know, Disney wasn't playing ball either with DeSantis. But I'm just trying to show you the connection here. This judge rules to keep Alcatraz open. Her husband has ties with DeSantis. And of course, this is going to happen, right? I mean, why not? Money. So, back to Alcatraz.
It's so incestuous.
They have 30 days to appeal.
And we never did find it. We never did find out what happened to the missing people.
Yeah, that was my next thing. They still have missing detainees. That was what 1,100 of the 1,800 have kind of gone somewhere. Not exactly sure, but let's keep it going. Um, they're just crazy statistics when they talk about the tens of millions of illegals came in under Biden. I just wonder why, like, people from the Biden administration don't come out and say stuff like, "These are blatant lies. The numbers don't fit. Uh, Biden wasn't the devil. He did not have a tail." Like, any kind of response would be nice at this point.
That's a good question. Yeah, I wonder about that.
I mean, it's over the
Yeah,
top.
I have no idea, but
I mean, they talk about these policies and
it's
stuff,
way over
and
the
they're
top.
sorry.
Anything and everything is Biden's fault. Doesn't matter. You know, Trump fucking falls off an escalator. It's Biden's fault. I mean, nothing's ever Trump's fault, or he claims not to know about it. But yeah, I would like to see some more fight. And I think I saw a poll that said a majority of Democrats are very unsatisfied with Democratic leadership, and they want to see other people in these positions. So Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, you know, your pushback is tepid at best. You know, and there are people that are speaking up and speaking out, and it's time to let these people move up and take the leadership positions because you guys have done nothing. You're ineffective. Oh, you sent a strongly worded letter. Right. I'm sure that ended up in, you know, Nancy Mace's washroom where she could wipe her stupid ass with it because they don't care. These people
Yeah,
only understand one thing. You have to push back,
and these
you know,
labels are
and this belief in
ridiculous.
bipartisanship, like, well, the labels are stupid, but, you know, this belief, this strategy of, oh, well, there's got to be a couple of Republicans who, you know, have a conscience or a spine and want to. No, they are all in. They march in lockstep. That's the lesson you guys never, ever seem to understand. These people march in lockstep. They don't care. Doesn't matter. All going to fall in line. They're good little Nazis. And you guys are all so busy worrying about your purity tests or your sense of decorum. Well, let's get back to the good old bipartisan days. Those days are fucking deader than disco. They're long gone and they're not coming back. Read the room.
But they're two different parties. I mean, one is happy to go in lockstep as long as they have power. They don't care that you're taking away their own health care. They don't care about anything other than being the winner, being on top. It's a little harder for the
Mm-hmm.
Democrats because they're trying to be inclusive. They do have progressive thoughts. Maybe not everybody's as progressive as the next, but you can still agree on some things and move forward with that. But it is splintering, and then you can't take out the one group that's willing to do anything to win. Oh, now we won. What do we do? So far, we've just enriched Trump and his family, and they say, "Oh, the Bidens did it. They made
Minions.
all this money."
Yeah.
Silly. Well, I'm not
Yeah, no. Again,
seeing.
another lie, but you know, they love to push these lies. And
You're absolutely right. So again, as we've always said, they got to give you something. That was the biggest beef with the Democrats, that they weren't giving you things. Now everything's being taken away, and I don't know if the Red Hats are going to respond well to that. I mean, um, just to look at the this ruling came out today. Let me put up the Hudson River. You know, the Hudson used to be so filthy; it was kind of a joke. They had a bill in 2023, Save the Hudson bill. They cleaned it up. People use it for kayaking. People use it for all kinds of water sports, etc. Well, a judge today approved a plan to release 45,000 gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson. The state was sued by Holtec International, which challenged that the state's ban on dumping radiological substances into the river was an overstep. So they said, you guys with your 2023 bill of Save the Hudson was an overstep. You went too far, and And the whole point of that was to protect the valley from wastewater coming from the Indian Point nuclear power plant. But let's not worry about that because big business is where it's at. We'll see how far this goes.
Wow.
It's pretty insane, frankly.
It's very insane. And I just don't even know what to say to that. I guess the judge is on the payroll and he's getting his, or else he's just just an insane ideologue. But this is insane. This makes no sense at all.
It's pretty stupid. To that point, the Department of Energy came out and has banned the following words. I'm sure there's more than this, but these are the words that you will not see on the website of the Department of Energy. You cannot use these words anymore. Climate change, green, clean energy, emissions, sustainability, tax breaks, and carbon footprint. No more.
Man. Well, you can ban all the words you want. It doesn't change anything. You can ban the word fire, but if you light a match and set your drapes on fire, can't say fire, but your house is going to go up in flames. I don't understand this. The stupidity. Banning these words doesn't change a damn thing. We're still hurtling towards, a climate disaster, and these people just don't care.
Yeah, and the rest of the world is basically moving on. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say it's October 2nd and it's 90 some degrees here in the Midwest.
You're absolutely right. We're not getting any. It's still the green that's here. We had somebody come back to the city yesterday, and they cannot believe how green it is this time of year. The leaves aren't changing yet. The ones that did have already fallen.
Yeah,
it's very few, which seems odd in its own right. But
well, the ones that did fell early because we had like 6 weeks with no rain.
Yeah, the drought did not help at all. In other countries, mass transit, light rail, all the stuff we don't do because it's super woke, is a way to get emissions and cars off the roads. We don't believe in that. You and I have traveled around Europe. I mean, the rail system is pretty amazing. I don't know why we think that's so lame. They talk about, hey, they don't buy our cars. They don't need a car that fits 6 people. That's not the way that country or those countries are set up, for one. And for two, who really does need that, honestly?
Oh, I know. You see these giant SUVs driving around with like one little person up there, and now everybody's got a giant pickup truck. That's all you see. Especially like out in the suburbs and the exurbs. Like, I don't think all of you guys are going to the job site. I think the heaviest thing you're hauling around is your laptop and maybe a briefcase.
You look pretty cool though. Okay, let's be honest.
But yeah, because you got to compensate somehow. So get yourself a big vehicle.
Good point. Moving on to energy, electricity now costs up to 267% more than it did just 5 years ago. These are mostly in areas near these data centers. To that point, and we may have touched on it Tuesday, there is an Ohio bill that's set forth to allow electric companies to control your thermostat if they feel the need for electricity to reduce the load on the grid to enable these data centers to have more power, because we need that. It's kind of important.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is absolutely insane. That is, oh my God. Can you imagine in the middle of a heat wave, them telling you can't run your AC, or in the middle of a cold snap, them saying you have to have your thermostat set at 50, 60 degrees? That is absolutely insane.
And then they kind of control it, right? We'll see how far this bill goes. It seems Ohio could be kind of a bellwether state to see if people will put up with this. But I did see several clips. This was on the local news there. So listen, they're throwing everything at the wall. 33% of the electricity used in Oregon is attributed to data centers. In Virginia, that percentage is 37%. Once we start getting up to half, you're going to need these type of bills in every state because you're going to need that energy. And I think that's really the push to coal as well. Let's find the dirtiest source that we can to generate electricity. Again, Trump talks about hating on wind and solar, but every other nation, especially the big boys, China, they're doubling and tripling down on renewable energy, alternative forms of energy.
Oh yeah.
We're just like a dinosaur, and maybe that has to do with Trump's mental capacity, that everything's back in the 50s in his brain. But the 50s was a long time ago, man. We're coming up on 100 years.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's insane. That's the only word that pops into mind is this is just insanity.
It really is. And we're kind of doing it to ourselves, I guess. I just don't know. Today was,
well, we're letting them do it to us. That's for sure.
Yeah. And we don't have to go on about this, but I do feel like everything in the news today was one-sided of just lying. I've never seen so much KK Caroline. I think the best thing that I heard today was the fact that she's 28 years old, and the likelihood that this whole thing's going to blow up for all of us. I mean, Trump can't live forever. I know they think they can, but not likely. That she's young enough that she's going to be here for the fallout, and she's going to be here for the finger pointing, because she's a big part of this. She's almost starting to feel like she's Mama Bear. You know, we saw that at the U.S. Open, where she was right behind Trump, and anybody he's looking at, she's giving the stink eye to, because she almost feels like she's first lady material. I mean, granted, apparently her makeup's impeccable, and Trump really loves that. But that aside, she's a 28-year-old person that really doesn't have a whole lot of historic knowledge behind her. The stories from people that grew up with her and went to high school with her and stuff, she's always been like this. She's the let them eat cake original. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Yeah, she's ridiculous. She is absolutely ridiculous.
Most of the people following this are kind of over the top ridiculous, and they're coming from a position of wealth. I think that's the protective security that they surround themselves with. Lucky Sperm Club, whatever you want to call it, born on third, think he hit a triple. They really think they've earned these positions.
Yeah, Nepo babies.
Nepo babies. Yeah. It's just ironic because these DEI hires. I'm sorry.
I was going to say she might have to fight Charlie Kirk's widow to be the next Mrs. Trump.
Whoa, that could be. People would maybe that could go with the the ultimate fighting that they're going to do at the White House. That'd be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see it.
I mean, Conor McGregor's all in. Maybe you didn't see him at the White House. He was there. KK Caroline was just admiring him so much. He's in, all in. He's going to do this. The whatever they're doing from the White House is whatever the fighting is that they love so much. It just seems ridiculous. And you want to talk about
times, man? It's like Roman times, man. Blood and circuses, and just release the fucking Epstein files. How about that?
And where did we see that? That was Idiocracy. I mean, it's a blueprint. It's crazy, but it's true. Bread and circus. It really is. And Trump thinks that's so cool, and it's so whatever. And Conor McGregor's a alleged rapist and just a pig all around jerk off. Let's be honest. He's not even a citizen.
Yeah. Well, maybe he should be rounded up and deported.
He's got too much money. Okay, we like those people.
I'd like to see some of these fake tough guys go after him. That would be entertaining to see some of these fake tough guys and take him down.
Probably not a thing because they are fake tough guys, so not bloody likely. Is there anything
Yeah.
else to talk about on the shutdown?
Absolutely.
Because all we've heard are lies, misnomers, and made up nonsense. Do you have anything to add to any of that stuff?
No, that about sums it up. I've got nothing to add to that.
I mean, it's just gone on all day. They just turn to another camera and then to the other camera and just start talking nonsense. The Democrats wanted this. KK Caroline says the Republicans don't even want to negotiate. They don't care. You did this. And that plays right into the plan of Trump just being able to cut 100. They said 175,000 jobs. Just because you're furloughed doesn't mean you'll be coming back. Some people will be outright fired. And then we'll see how smoothly the government runs. You can't call Social Security because the helpline's down. You can't, you'll get your mail, but TSA is not getting paid. If you think they're happy at the airport today, they're not. I did get somebody was telling me today they had one person at TSA, so the lines are a little bit longer. The pre-check, they're giving out the placards again, which they ran out of, so they were just writing on a napkin at the end of it. Not a huge travel day apparently, but it's going to affect all of us. Wait till we do have a big travel day. The air traffic controllers are not being paid. Boy, I wonder how happy they're going to be. We just saw two Delta planes on the tarmac hit each other. The one wing almost got completely ripped off. Not to mention, there was another two planes that were the air traffic control was distracted, and they were 100 feet apart. That's scary.
That is scary, and I just maybe it's me. I don't know, but I don't recall any of this kind of stuff happening so often under the Biden administration.
10 months ago, if you can believe it. Shocking.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but they inherited this mess. They inherited a terrible economy, which we know is garbage. They inherited this mess of everything, which wasn't a mess. People were pretty happy. The economy was booming. Infrastructure was being put in place. People were being paid to do that. Now, not so much.
Yeah, that's the power of propaganda, man. You got people to vote against their own best interest. How many Cubans and Latinos voted for this guy? You know, how many black men voted for this guy? And this is what you get. I still can't believe it. And I'm still not convinced that he won, but I'm not going to go into that. Just the fact that people went in and pulled the lever for this guy when all of this was out there, plain as day. Again, we always say this was an open book test, and you fucking completely failed.
They're only going to take the criminals, okay?
Yeah. Well, according to them, everybody's a criminal. So there you go.
Excellent point.
Your name ends in a vowel. Your skin has more melanin in it than a Caucasian person. You're a criminal.
You're a criminal.
Doesn't matter. These fuckers do not care.
That's insane. Well, we're gonna see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully, people avoid some of this propaganda. To your point, I mean, you got the normal news sources are replaying the Mike Johnsons, the JD Vances, the Trump theatrics. This is all cosplay, and those guys are okay with it. YouTube bent the knee. Here's $24 million for the ballroom. Speaking of ballroom, that is not going to be frozen. We'll still be working on that, even though the government shut down. That thing's happening, so it's going to be awesome.
Well, isn't the funds that he's cutting for infrastructure in blue states, wasn't that already pre-approved?
Yeah.
Under Biden's Infrastructure Act. So again, that's illegal.
Yes.
You can't do that. But
take it up.
Here we are.
Take it up the chain of command. It goes to the Supreme Court, and he wins. It's like magic. Oh, Magic 8-Ball says Trump wins.
Oh, I know.
But you're absolutely right. That is illegal. Appropriated money from Congress already, and they're withholding it is not a thing. But here we are.
Yeah. So great.
Super. All right.
Thank you, John Roberts. Thank you, Lisa Murkowski. Thank you, Susan Collins. and fuck off.
Yes. On a more, I don't know if this is positive, but this is a wonderful person that we lost yesterday. 91 years old, Jane Goodall has passed. She was had boundless energy, insight, vision, and a global impact. She really pushed women in science after seeing what this woman was able to do. I mean, some of this stuff with the chimps and these apes, just incredible. I mean, I see this chimpanzee next to her. He looks smarter than what I see the orange guy talking at a podium. Honestly, look at those eyes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, let's leave it up to the apes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't.
Seriously. I mean,
I put a little bit more trust in these guys.
well, she was everything that MAGA hates.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, and she was a global champion for primates and for conservation. Can we still use conservation? Was that on my list? I don't know, but
That's probably on the list. Yeah, you can't say that.
But she did study chimps and other great apes. She challenged the idea that primates were vegetarians and that only humans could use tools. I mean, the animal kingdom's pretty amazing, but if you're living in your little box and can't really expand your mind into thinking outside of how great you are, maybe you're missing out on a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These people have no curiosity. They have no interest. They just, I don't know. It's pathetic.
Yeah, well, it reflects very poorly on us. And I like her, her lightness, the fun, having fun with these chimps. And, she lived with them. She put her money where her mouth was, though there was no real money. And, for science sake, which, now they'd say, you're a rube. I mean, who does that? I mean, come on. Oh, you're a public school teacher? Another dum-dum. You're not getting paid. Who do you have power over? Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's a little bit nutty. So again, here we are. Either your head's in the sand or you're at least paying attention. I think now is really an important time to keep paying attention. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow's going to be another day. Knock on wood. And we'll see where it takes us. But I have no more on this shutdown. It really has been a frustrating day, just listening to rhetoric that isn't solving problems, getting people health care, taking care of veterans. And instead, on these government sites, Trump, who thinks it's cute, is putting up things blaming the Democrats. HUD had a sign up saying, hey, the Democrats did this, etc. And to that token, they're being sued because you can't do that. I mean, this is Hatch Act 101, but that doesn't affect this regime. Yeah. So anyway,
yeah, this is just all made up shit. They're just doing whatever they want to, and that's what happens in authoritarian regimes. You think Putin is bound by any kind of sense of decorum or laws? He doesn't give a fuck. And this is exactly what Trump and the Project 2025 gang is looking for. This is what they want. It's a complete oligarchy.
Well, it's not going to work for us. So we'll do our best to continue to pay attention, and hopefully the Democrats will stand up or at least be united. When they talk about the lunatic left, I don't even know who that is. Most of those people that they think the AOCs don't seem that crazy to me. They seem a little bit progressive. They seem to have some foresight. They seem less hateful. They do have empathy. They're not cruel. So I guess that's the problem. So you're just going to have to pick a side. You either think you should have healthcare or you don't want healthcare for you or anybody else. Those are your two choices.
Yeah. It's just extremely selfish and short-sighted.
Agreed and well said. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you joining me later on the day today, just to kind of put some of this out there. Let's see. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. Well, Billy, as always, thanks for your help, and we'll come back Tuesday. No sad- Unless you, we'll talk.
All right.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later. Have a good night. See ya.